Play twice a week for your chance at a life-changing jackpot. Tickets start at only $2. Don't miss Lotto. Only in Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Get the best deals of the year on select New Holland tractors and hay equipment right now at WT Equipment during New Holland's year-end value bonanza. Get the biggest savings with cash back plus 0% interest, $0 down, and zero due until 2025. Don't miss your chance to harvest our best deals on New Holland's best equipment during value bonanza now at WT Equipment. Offer ends December 31st or while supplies last. For commercial use only. Subject to credit approval and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Get ready for the biggest sporting event of the year in the Oklahoma area. Modern Gun Deer Season 2024 and Jelco Outdoors has everything you need to have a great hunt. Hunting clothing and boots, rifles, ammo, tree stands, ground blinds, cover sets, feeders, knives, rangefinders, and everything you need for all the family to have a great deer season. Jelco wishes all the hunters good luck and safe hunting from your friends at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure to get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those with outboards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center, 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbor since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, mostly cloudy sky. There's a chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms across the south. Our high temperatures today in the low to mid 60s. Showers, a chance of thunderstorms tonight, and overnight low will drop down in the low to mid 50s, and we could see some periods of heavier rain. Showers with occasional thunderstorms Saturday, highs on Saturday mid to upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Don't touch my beef jerky now.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Well, Matt Jones may take it to the house. The dunk.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What ain't but one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right. Here we go today, this Friday edition of Halftime. Myself and C Unit running the board today. Phil Elson calling the game. I believe they're up there on the hill playing Texas A&M Commerce. Screaming Kid Day, as they like to call it. And it's a pretty cool thing. Get all the kids up there at school and go watch a hoop game in that Bud Walton Arena. Had a good one last night. Bengals, Ravens, 34-35. Ravens sneak by again. That's 2 games decided by 4 points with those two. Got a fun show today. We got Aaron Torres coming up in the next segment. We're going to talk a little NFL football, a little basketball, NBA since it's getting going on. Going to talk a little college basketball as well. We take on Baylor tomorrow. This would be my first chance to get my eyes on the team. I know, Christian, you got your eyes on the basketball team, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this Hoop Hog team play.
Yeah, it'll be their first real test. You know, luckily it's not at Baylor. You gotta get a tournament feel game in there, neutral site. There'll be some Razorback fans there, some Baylor fans. Baylor's long, athletic, well-coached. They're going to play defense. They're going to be hungry for a win after that Gonzaga loss, losing by 30-plus. Good teams usually don't lose 2 games in a row, but I think Arkansas is a team that's very capable of beating Baylor. They're going to have to shoot the ball a little bit better from 3. They're going to have to play a little bit better defense, but we've got the guys to beat a team like Baylor. I mean, they're ranked number 8 in the country for a reason, and I think we'll have something to say about that.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. There is a fun week, real fun week in the sports world. I know the football Hogs will not be playing. Much needed bye week as we get ready to take on Texas next week. But there's some good games going on. Georgia at Ole Miss, one of the best right there. And then also the Alabama at LSU. 2 huge games in the SEC. If you could only had one of those games, Unit, which one of those would you watch?
Ooh, Alabama LSU is going to be good. Georgia Ole Miss. I want to see because we know the loser of the Alabama LSU game is probably going to get left out of the playoff. If Ole Miss beats Georgia, that would give every team in the conference with 2 losses, I believe. Except no, Texas wouldn't have 2 losses. That would shake some things up if Ole Miss were to beat Georgia.
Man, how crazy would that be? Some people, we had Brett Dolan on yesterday, and he thinks that LSU Alabama game, the third loss doesn't actually knock one of. I mean, not that you don't control your destiny anymore, but the third loss doesn't actually eliminate you, which I think it's eliminated. I think if an SEC team has 3 losses, they're not going to make it in the playoff 12. But I've been wrong before.
Yeah, you know LSU at home, they're going to have that crowd rocking home field advantage. I'm not sold on Alabama. I don't think they're like a playoff team necessarily. And if they're not able to beat LSU, like you said, it's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs. LSU, they're going to have their hands full a little bit with Alabama. Alabama's got athletes. They've got, great talent out there, but I like the way LSU's playing. They had a bad, third quarter and fourth quarter against A&M. But if their defense will come out and play like they did for most of that game, I don't think they're going to have too much of a problem with them. I do think it'll be a low-scoring type game. And LSU, man, they're a pretty decent 2-loss team. I mean, they really are. They lost to a good A&M team on the road. I like LSU's chances in this one.
Well, so the other team you were thinking of, Unit, is Tennessee's the other team with 1 loss
That's
in the
right.
conference right
Yeah.
now. So if Ole Miss beats Georgia, Texas and Tennessee would both have 1 loss. A&M has 1 loss in the conference, 1 loss out of the conference. Same with LSU, but that would get them to their second loss. So it's all going to shake out, but it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a good one. And then the Hoop Hogs, Baylor, 6:30. I know I'll be looking at that, and we're going to talk a little portal as we get going in these 3 hours today. If you want to get in with us, you can. That's 877-377-6963. What is your portal need? If you have your Christmas present under the tree, what do the Razorbacks need to go out and get in this portal? And then also, who is one person on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive, that you could put that quote franchise tag on, somebody that we can't lose next year? And it could be Taylon Green. If you're like, hey man, that's the guy, if we're like, look, we don't want to lose him. It can be Cremona, the offensive lineman, and maybe there's a D lineman out there, or maybe you get 18 healthy again as far as our strong safety. So what is your need if you had for this football team, somebody that you need to get in the portal on the offensive side, defensive side for next year's team? And then what's another guy that you hope to keep? Braylon Russell, that's a guy that I think some teams are going to be trying to try to come and pluck.
Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely think Taylon Green has room to grow in this Bobby Petrino offense. I like his athleticism. I'd like him to come back another year and see what he can do. And you make a good point with Braylon Russell. He's if he can stay healthy, he's one of those guys that you want to have out there in the backfield. And then, I'm sure you can every position group, maybe besides linebacker, we could use at least one player in the portal, maybe more. I think right now you got to focus more on the defense and offensive line, because that's where you bread your butter in this. You butter your bread.
There you go.
In this conference, and when you've got to have like 2 guys that can get to the quarterback, because we got Landon Jackson, but when he's getting double teamed every play, and it's kind of you see what happened against Ole Miss. Jackson Dart had all the time in the world to throw. Offensive line, I think, has improved from last year, but there's definitely plenty of room for improvement there as well. So I would start on the defensive line, because you can't give up 63 points at home, and you can't get blown out like that.
Man, that was that's one of those where you go back, watch film, you learn from your mistakes. You got to take a little pride if you're a defensive player. You let their 4th-string receiver look like an All-American on you. Somebody's got to step up in the middle of the third quarter, second quarter, whatever, and say, hey, no more. This guy, somebody else, been around a lot of coaches before, and it's like, hey, if that's their guy, we're going to make somebody else beat us, but we can't let him go out there and have 5 touchdown catches on us.
No. And, I think not having that pass rush kind of leaves your cornerbacks on an on an island a little bit, and there's room for improvement there as well. But we've got a good task ahead of us in Texas next Saturday, and they've got a good quarterback as well that can do the same thing Jackson Dart did to you if you don't get some pressure on the quarterback. And I know they know that, and I'm sure that's going to be emphasized heavily. Like I'm sure it was emphasized against Ole Miss. It just they didn't execute. Ole Miss has a good offensive line, so does Texas. But you got to dig deep, and if it's linebacker blitzes or whatever it is, you can't have Quinn Ewers pick you apart because he'll make mistakes. If you get some pressure in his face, he'll make some mistakes.
Yep, got to find a way to rest up, get healthy, get all our weapons. No question about it. We got some feedback coming in, and Taylon Green, absolutely. I'm with you, Chris. You got B.E. Armstrong. You know, if Armstrong has another year of eligibility, man, you try to double whatever you paid him this year. I don't know. I'm sure he's probably getting $250,000 to be the A receiver. And if you got to give him whatever you got to give him, if you could keep him for another year, man, that would be good. I don't know with the COVID year, everybody kind of has a bonus year still until this COVID mess gets behind us. Landon Jackson, obviously, although I think Landon Jackson's going to be a top 100 pick in the NFL. So if you're a top 100 pick, you kind of got to go. And then our strong safety, he hadn't been out there for about a month now.
Is it Braxton or you're talking about Hudson Clark?
No, the guy that's hurt that started the first 3 games of the year.
Braxton, I think.
Yeah. You got to have a strong safety if you're going to be any good.
Yeah, that's been an issue. Not having him has not helped. I don't know that Ole Miss receiver. If you have Braxton on him, I don't know that he goes for 5 touchdowns over 200 yards. But that's water under the bridge at this point. You got to have the guys out there. The ones that are out there should be plenty good enough to execute, and it really does all start with pressure in the quarterback because these receivers, especially for Texas, they're really athletic.
I think it's the fastest team on the outside, Christian, that we've played this year.
Oh, without a doubt. I heard that they may be missing a guy, but they're still going to be good. And we saw what that meant against Ole Miss. They had their Trey Harris was out, and Watkins goes for a career, all-time Ole Miss history type game. So, I do think there's something to be said. I know you've said this, Matt, that you think the Razorbacks will play Texas tough and they'll be up for this game. I have every reason to believe that too because it's a big-time game. It's Texas. If you can't get up for Texas at home, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, they'll be ready. I'm expecting the Hogs to play well. Well, we got a good one today. Myself and the unit will be here with you for another about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Phil Elson on the call with the girls basketball game. We'll give you an update when we get back on the score there. I think they're taking on Texas A&M Commerce. We got a good show for you today. We're going to get into some duos here in the second hour. NBA, if you had to start an NBA franchise right now and you had 2 picks, what 2 players are you taking to start Luka and Kyrie? They don't have to be on the same team. Maybe you want Luka and Giannis. Maybe you want the Joker and Dame Lillard. I don't know, but we're going to get into that in the second hour, and then definitely tell us what you think we need in the portal and who are a couple guys that you guys want to keep. And we're going to go to a commercial, but when we get back, we'll have Aaron Torres.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
This is Halftime. Wound Wrap is your #1 resource for all things diabetes. It's now available on the Hit That Line podcast network.
What happens with insulin resistance?
When we see that insulin resistance, there's something there preventing that cell door to open to allow the blood sugar in. So that really is just breaking down and saying that our body is not using the insulin appropriately.
Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts and find it on hitthatline.com. Wound Wrap with Dr. Doug Friesen.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have a full tank of gas first, before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. The merger of 2 good companies brings together strengths to make one great company. Regerson is now Sharp Equipment. Even though it will no longer have Joe, Jesse, or Sheila as they go off on another adventure, the foundation they have laid is now a strong asset along with Sharp Equipment to complement its offerings to their great customers. Sharp Equipment would like to thank the Taylors and look forward to continuing to serve the River Valley and beyond. Stop in at 5608 Wheeler Avenue and see what all Sharp Equipment has to offer.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett at River Valley Smile Center. You may know me as your local dentist, but I'm a giant Hogs, Dolphins, and college baseball fan as well. Listen to me, Phil, and Matt talk about our 3 ups and downs for the weekend every Monday on halftime at 12:15. At River Valley Smile Center, we're a comprehensive dental facility that offers children's dentistry, dental implants, sedation, whitening, and much, much more. Dr. Cole Johnson, Dr. Hannah Cabe, and myself are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Red, blonde, and brunette. 3 women, red, blonde, and brunette.
Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, back halftime, just moving right along here on this beautiful Friday. And we got Aaron Torres Fox Sports. Where can Aaron? I know you're a reluctant star. Where can people find you if they want to get out and listen to you?
Yeah, host Fox Sports Radio. We do the national college football postgame show every Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern time, so that would be 10 Central. That's Fox Sports Radio, one of 600 stations somewhere across the country. iHeartRadio app, foxsportsradio.com. And then, the Aaron Torres podcast, usually 3 to 4 times a week, and that's on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, wherever anybody gets all their podcasts. So, if anyone wants to do Torres a favor, I do all these appearances because I love you guys. Just go to the podcast, subscribe, download a couple episodes, pump us up a little, but you don't even have to listen. It's okay. Although I will say, lastly, did talk a lot about Arkansas on yesterday's show, obviously the basketball opener, but also found the Pittman report interesting this week that he is not on the hot seat. I'm sure we'll talk about that, but I don't know that I necessarily agree with that report.
Yeah, no, Aaron, we appreciate you giving us some of our time, and that's right. Get out there and check him out. We can start there if you want to. We can start with football and then move on to basketball. Phil and I had this conversation the last couple of days about, because it came out he's not on the hot seat. And, I think this too deep at Arkansas is going to be better next year. We got a lot of players coming back. Hopefully you can retain your OC and DC. And I think they'll have, Taylon Green's going to get another year with Bob Petrino, meeting room, spring ball, bowl practice, just a lot more to go.
Yes.
But I'm with you because if the Hogs go out against Texas and get beat 49-7, then you beat La Tech, and then you play Missouri and you get beat 49-7. That's really, you play LSU, Ole Miss. You really didn't finish strong against the upper echelon. The only team you beat was Tennessee, and then you play tough against A&M. But I do think they're going to show better against Texas. How do you think the Hogs finish these last 3 regular season games?
Well, really quickly, to get to that point, Matt, I think that is where I have sensed, and you guys, I will never tell a fan how to feel or even how I think they feel, but the sense that I get from Arkansas fans is what you said, Matt. It's the peaks and valleys, it's the ebbs and flows, and it's frankly just no consistency. Listen, every team in college football and basketball and college baseball and whatever, NFL, NBA, you're going to lose to teams that are just better than you. What I think the frustration seems to be from Arkansas fans, and I think it's justified, is week to week you just have no idea what performance you're getting. Against Oklahoma State, you can't stop. You can't stop them in the second half. Against A&M, the offense struggles. You play lights out against Tennessee, and to your point, you think it's this momentum changing thing. And you come out and it's just an immediate no-show against LSU. And that was, to me, a very disappointing effort watching from the outside. Then you come back, you beat Mississippi State, everybody feels good. And then it's another just complete no-show against Ole Miss. And so that's where I think the frustration is. I think to your point, Matt, is that it is still a relatively young team. But I just think that watching from the outside, that appears to be the frustration, is just the lack of any type of consistent momentum that this program is able to maintain, or unable to maintain is probably the better way to put it.
Yeah, we want a little more consistency. I'm with you. That's just you're 20-year-old kids, and sometimes that happens, and then sometimes a team like Ole Miss comes in and they're on a mission, and then they have a guy that's their 4th-string receiver, has 5. We make him look like an All-American. That's kind of the thing that hurts you a little bit, because you expect a little Arkansas pride. Something to go into that nature. As far as the basketball team's concerned, I didn't get a chance to watch them. It was on SEC Plus, their first game of the year, and I know we're going to play Baylor tomorrow. And we have these guards: Janelle Davis, Boogie Flan, and DJ Wagner. When you talk about those 3, and I know there's more players to the team, but when you talk about those 3 guards, what do they bring to this Razorback basketball team?
Well, they bring a lot of good, and I think some people are starting to get concerned with what maybe they don't bring. The good is all 3 can attack off the dribble. All 3 can finish at the rim. I thought Nelly Davis clearly is getting more and more comfortable. He had obviously a preseason injury that kind of limited him in practice. Thought that, I didn't get to watch the TCU game because that wasn't even on the SEC network. That was, you had to follow some weird streams. Whatever. The point I'm trying to make is that, he just looked really good, and he looked like that guy that was believed by so many, including me, to be one of the best players in the portal. I think the concern is the three-point shooting right now. And even against Kansas, he didn't really shoot the three ball well. But then beyond that, you get into the game on Monday, whatever it was, I guess it was Wednesday. And, I forget the stat. What was it? 4 for 21, 6 for 21, something like that. And obviously, look, you're playing a lot of really good teams, and, you can't rely on shooting, 28, 29, 30%. I mean, even if you're not a great three-point shooting team, you got to be a little bit better. But I would also add this, too, is that, Nelly Davis was, I believe, 1 for 4. He was a 40% three-point shooter at FAU. He's going to come around. Boogie Fland was 1 for 8. I just don't think that he is going to he's going to shoot 1 of 8 going forward. So when I look at this team, I just sit there and say, I think there's some concerns coming out of that opener, but I also think Baylor, to your point, Matt, is going to be a much better indicator of who they are and how good they can be. And I think they could still be pretty darn good.
Yeah, you're right, Aaron. They were 4 and 19, 21%. And one of the things when you get a collection of athletes, and this is one of the things with the Coach Calipari team, 9 times out of 10 we're going to have the better athletes on the floor. It comes down to like your basketball awareness. It comes down to your IQ. It comes down to floor spacing. It comes down to help defense. It comes down to being in the right spot, because athletically, this team is going to be fine. It comes about to making your teammate better. And then I asked you about the guards because, man, these guys, they're so used to having the ball in their hand and they can take anybody off the dribble and do their thing. But can these guards get open without the ball? Can they find where their spot is without the ball? And can they move without the ball to get open shots? Because that's kind of the next step in talking about advanced basketball.
Yeah, I agree. And I think to me, and one thing I never claimed to be is, X's and O's guy and have the answers on what's going on with scheme and what the coaches are trying to do. But, it did feel to me a little bit like, a lot of one-on-one play. And I think not only can they move without the ball, they do all that, but are they going to be in a system where as the season goes on, they'll be put in position to have those open opportunities. So, listen, this has been – Cal's very vocal about how he puts together a team and how he, builds during the offseason. And, he really, and he even said this, I saw a clip over the summer where he said, look, the summertime is about creating the best individual. How do we get the best version of you? And then the season and the preseason is really about trying to figure out how to fit all the pieces together. And I will say, I think at the previous stop, that was some of the frustration of the fans is like, why do we have to wait until February or March to do this, and this? And it's like, but at the end of the day, his track record still does speak for itself where, every time anybody wants to say anything negative about him, we have to remember that he finished second in the toughest SEC that we've ever seen last year, and it didn't go well in the tournament, but that doesn't mean that Kentucky as a team and as a program didn't have a great season. So that's a very long-winded answer to your question, Matt. But, listen, I think there's a lot of things to work on after one game. I think it's obvious there are a lot of things to work on after one game, but I also don't think it's time in any way, shape, or form to panic or anything like that.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm looking forward to over these next couple months talking a little basketball with you. Is Cooper Flagg, the Duke freshman, is he the consensus? Is he the best player in college basketball this year?
Yeah, probably.
Most talented, maybe was what I mean. More, maybe not the most skilled, but like the most talented right now.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, man. Yeah, I think he probably is. First of all, it's crazy because in this, NIL portal era, especially the NIL era, what I've seen the last couple of years, what we've all seen is that a lot of these guys that are really good college players, they end up staying an extra year or two because there's money to be made being a college player if you're not going to be a first-round NBA pick. I would bring it up because it's hard to find the guy like we thought about Zach Edey last year, a couple of the other guys that are clearly veteran players that, look the part of like a clear national player of the year, first-team All-American. Like even Mark Sears, best player on a Final Four team last year, but Alabama is so deep this year that I don't think he's going to put up the same stats that he did a season ago. And so I only bring that to say full circle, Matt, that, yeah, I think Cooper Flagg is certainly probably the most talented player in the sport, and I think he's probably going to be in consideration for National Player of the Year. What was interesting, I did try to watch a little bit of their opener. They play Kentucky on Tuesday, so he'll get a national stage, and we'll see how good he is. I felt like he was almost trying to show how good of a playmaker he was in the first game. If you look at the stats, I think he had a bunch of boards, a bunch of assists, a couple steals, whatever. And I don't say that in a negative way, like he was trying to show something. I think what he was trying to do was make sure his teammates knew and make sure fans knew that it's not going to be the Cooper Flag show, that I'm part of a team. But I just bring it up because that's what I'll be curious about, is I think when we think about these superstar freshmen, number one picks in the draft kind of players, I think we think about guys that are going to get you 22, 25, 30 in a night, and that's just not really who he's been or who he's ever really been. He's more of a guy that might get you 16, but he'll also get you 7 assists and 8 rebounds and contribute in other ways as well. So I just think that that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment for fans who maybe haven't watched him. Is, again, I think when we think of these players that are touted as the best player since this or the number one pick, we think of a guy that's, an automatic 20 to 25
like
or whatever.
Brandon Miller from Alabama a couple years. Yeah.
Perfect example. Zion, guys like that. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. All right, well, I got 2 more questions for you. We'll finish in college football this week. Sure. Big games around the SEC. I'm going both home teams, Aaron. You got Georgia going into Ole Miss. Phil said a couple weeks ago Georgia wouldn't lose another regular season game. Then you get Bama going into LSU at night. So I'm going to go both home teams. Who do you like in both those games?
So what you're saying is Arkansas, has toughened up LSU and Ole Miss, and that's why they're ready for the big showdown. Right. That's what you're telling me. So I'll tell you this. I actually feel very definitive that I agree with you on Georgia, Ole Miss. Listen, by the way, Georgia was my preseason pick. They deserve to be, number 2 in the country, whatever they are. But Carson Beck has regressed. And, Carson Beck has not only regressed, but if you look at the big games specifically, 3 picks last week against Florida. I think it was 2 or 3 even in that win against Texas, 2 or 3 in that loss to Alabama. He's just not good enough. And I think the one thing that our Arkansas fans did learn in all seriousness was how good that Ole Miss defense and especially the defensive front is. And so it's like if Ole Miss can't, or if Georgia is going to struggle a little bit to run the football because this is the best defensive front they've seen outside of maybe Texas, then you're putting it on Carson Beck's shoulders on the road. I just don't trust him. So there's that game. The second game, I'll be honest, Matt, I just really have no super strong opinion on it. I mean, the only thing that I would say, I do think we all, and I include myself, we reacted to Alabama basically being incapable of moving the football over that 2 or 3 game stretch. Well, I think as it turns out, Tennessee, as Arkansas fans know, and South Carolina have 2 extremely good defenses. And so I think Alabama's offense is probably a little bit better than we gave it credit for. But I just bring it up to say that that's one that I don't know. You always want to favor the home team. LSU at night. Mike the Tiger's going to be there for the first time in forever. But I just don't really trust LSU. I really don't. And I'll just say this really quick. Is if you look at LSU, really the only great game they played all year was actually against Arkansas, which is, I know, frustrating for Arkansas fans. But, they've lost a couple times. They've lost to what is now a bad USC team, struggled with a bunch of other teams. So I don't know that I feel great about either side on that one, to be honest, Matt.
You might be right. I know last year Jalen Milroe rushed for over 140 yards on LSU. I know they've changed a little bit of the defense. And Marcel Reed at A&M, he had a good day. So LSU does struggle with the running quarterback. Hey, Aaron, man, we always appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time on these Fridays. And, man, happy Friday and enjoy tomorrow.
Thank you so much. You guys enjoy as well. And I'll tell you this, we'll be watching football all day to prep for my show, but I'm going to have to sneak some basketball on the side TV because that's going to be a good one I'm really excited about. So take care, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay?
Thanks, Aaron. That's Aaron Torres, Fox Sports. He was kind enough to give us a little bit of his time. Always enjoy his perspective. Got that West Coast perspective unit. So we're going to come back. We're going to go pay some bills, and then When we get back, we're going to continue on with the conversation. What do you think Arkansas needs in the portal, offense, defense? And if you could franchise tag one guy on the offensive and defensive side, who do you have to keep? And then also, if you had an NBA franchise and you got the first 2 picks, who are you starting your NBA franchise with? We'll be back after this.
What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to
11, exactly.
This is halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
It's that time of year, jackpot season. Play the new $1 Million Jackpot Scratch-Off ticket from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. You might just, win one. It's the biggest instant prize of the year, and that's just the icing on the cake. There's more than $50 million in prizes out there waiting for a winner. Be that winner. Try the new $1 Million Jackpot ticket in stores now at a lottery retailer near you. Happy jackpot season. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hear that? It's the gentle sound of a waterfall on your hike. And if you were here, you'd take a deep breath of fresh air, if you weren't so winded. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the bugs you wipe from your headlights are all the nature you need. So if you ride, see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes. All for the great indoors. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special, we have the French Toast Turkey Melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come Get You Some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude. Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Play the songs that
sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Clone.
Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper, Clone Radio. LA's infinite repeat. How we feeling out there? How's your drive time commute? I need a saga. What's the saga? It's songs for the deaf. You can't even hear it.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Woo! Back halftime here, Queens of the Stone
Everybody
Age.
wake up.
Man, let's bring in some heat on this Friday right there. That's a little pregame music right there, Unit.
Oh, man.
Big shout out to Aaron Torres for joining us. He gives us some time every week, and we're very thankful for that. Always love his perspective. I was going to ask him about Unit. I was going to ask him about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight that's coming up, and we didn't get a chance to, but we still got time, I guess, to get into that. But I think that's coming up pretty quick. And if you want to get in with us, please do. Please give us a shout today. Freestyle Friday. Phil Elson is gone, so when he's gone, the kids are going to play. So 877-377-6963 to get in with us today. Talking a lot of different topics. Top two guys you want to start an NBA franchise with right now. If you had to go for the next 5-10 years, who would be your cornerstones? And then with this Arkansas bye week, if you had to go in the portal, what's one of these gets you want on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball? And then who are guys you would franchise tag? One offensive guy, one defensive guy. We got a phone caller right now. Let's do it. Let's go to Alex in Springdale. Welcome to halftime.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Yo.
So, just going off the first thing, two players I'm starting an NBA franchise with. Are we talking their age right now at this time?
Yeah, you got to have them for the next 7 years. We'll just split the difference right there. So you don't really want LeBron because he's not going to go the next 7 years. You want somebody that you think that's going to be able to go because, next 7 years.
Well, man, as much as this is going to hurt me to say, being a Thunder fan, I think 101 is Luka, easy. And then with my bias, I'll take SGA the next 5 years. He's only gotten better every year, and I think he's going to continue to do that.
Man, those are two good picks. What are your thoughts on the guard out there at Philly, Tyrese Maxey? He's a Calipari guy that was at Kentucky for a year. He's really been on the come the last couple of years. I think he's a guy that could be on this next Olympic team here in 3 years, 4 years.
I do agree with that. He's a good player. I think he's about to be out a couple of weeks though. Just got hurt.
Okay. Okay.
So, but yeah, I think just my Thunder bias there. I got to throw in SGA because he is a great player, and really happy with the franchise moving forward with him as the cornerstone.
I like it. Any portal needs for your Razorback Hogs for the football team that you'd like to see him get?
Let's go get another receiver. Armstrong. If I'm franchising tagging a guy, it's him. Want him back, might not happen. He's a great player. And then on the defensive side, obviously want to keep Landon Jackson. So probably need another DN coming in next year as well.
I agree with you with both those things right there, man. Hey, Alex, thanks for the phone call.
Yes, sir. Love listening. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
There we go. We had a couple, Christian, I'm going to have to get yours here in a little bit. We had a couple fan feedbacks on the hotline talking about the Joker, the guy out west from Denver. We hadn't brought him up yet. And then the year 2 player, the Frenchman, Victor Wembanyama. So those are a couple other guys that, man, that would be a pretty good, if you started with those 2 guys, if you went big and with the Joker and Victor, man, that would be a front line right there.
Yes, Victor's probably got the most upside out of everyone, just because he's still very raw and he's got a great skill set. But if I was trying to win right now, and within the next 5 years, I want to win some titles, I'm going Luka and Jokic, man, because the ability to get other players involved, getting each other involved, man, that would be something to watch. I mean, I think they would play well with each other.
You know who leads the NBA in assists right now?
It's probably Jokic.
That's exactly.
Yeah. I mean, he's won a title. I just feel like, that is a nightmare, duo right there. Not the most athletic duo or anything like that, but just
they're very cerebral players. They
Yes.
can pass, they can move. The Joker's averaging 28 points a game, and so is Luka right now.
Yeah, they're smart. They play at their own pace, and it works. And that, just being able to have a post presence, they both can shoot the 3. That's what I would like to see. But I don't know that'll ever happen. I know they've talked about playing together, but something about Luka's going to have to go to Denver, which I hope he never does. So
what about another guys that you got Anthony Edwards up there at Minnesota and Ja Morant at Memphis. If he can stay out of trouble,
that's another.
I think the next 5-6 years, Ja Morant's still going to be uber athletic. He's only going to get better. He would be and then what about another Oklahoma City Thunder unit in Chet Holmgren?
Yeah, Chet is he's going to be a good player. I think he's got a lot to learn still, because he's really tall. How to use his size a little bit better. He's just got he's got to find a better role right now. And I don't know. It's kind of weird because there's a lot of young talent on that Oklahoma City team, and they're just all still kind of learning together. And Chet Holmgren is one of the players that if you look at him, you're like, man, that's a matchup nightmare. But he plays a little timid at times, and kind of like Wembanyama at times. So
yeah, you can put your forearm in their back and kind of push them off their spot a little bit.
So I don't know how. I know that's kind of today's NBA, but I don't know is how much can you improve if that's your kind of identity as a player. You got to change it, I guess.
Yep, it's interesting. We haven't had a Jason Tatum vote yet. I think he's the best American in the game right now. And then his sidekick in Jaylen Brown. That's you talk about those guards up there at Boston. That's the best collection of 4 guards when you add Derek White and Drew Holiday into the mix. But that's not the question. You're right. We're talking about two guys. What about Giannis? Nobody started yet. Like Ja Morant and Giannis, I think that would be a good 1-2 right there.
Yeah, Ja Morant and Giannis, man, I'll take that. I'll sign up for that. Like you said, there's a kind of a misconception, with Giannis. Well, Ja Morant, just being able to stay on the court because his talent is through the roof, man. And he's got to be able to lead a team to the finals. They're not going to luck up and win an NBA title. You have to have leadership and all of that good stuff. And Giannis has been there before. The Bucks are struggling a little bit right now, but he, as good as those players are, they need other players around them. And I don't know if they have it right now with those 2 squads, but Luka, he kind of makes other players better. And that's something that I believe they need to get a little bit better at.
Another guy that I think would be high on the list is Donovan Mitchell, Spida, out there with the Cleveland Cavs.
He's cold-blooded.
And Jalen Brunson. I'm a big fan of his at New York, especially when you're thinking the next 5-7 years. Two studs I like. Well, let's go to a commercial. We'll come back. If you guys want to get in with us, please do 877-377-6963, and we'll be back right after this.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
This is halftime.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Finally, football season. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is your #1 place to watch Arkansas and Monday Night Football. During Monday Night Football, $5 refillable beer cups for only $2 refills. Prizes for each score and at the end of every single quarter.
Can you believe that they've had the same great pizza since 1996? That's nearly 30 years.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. You'll get the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
To unleash the beast.
Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Chances of my love, the road must be long since I don't waste any time. Shall start again, setting mine. I don't care, 'cause I'm down, down, down. I don't care.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
All right. Little traffic going on out there. All the drivers out there, be careful out there in the traffic today. Cloudy gray sky, a little touch of gray out here going in the Fort Smith River Valley area. Hope everybody out there listening is having a good day and staying safe as we go on. If you want to get in with us, we got another couple hours to go. That's 877-377-6963 here on Halftime. Call us up. We'll chat whatever you want to chat about. Got the Hogs playing Baylor tomorrow, 6:30. That's going to be my first time to get my eyes on this team, Christian. I'm looking forward to it. You got an update for us on the women's game?
58-47 over East Texas Commerce right now. So that it's going to be good to hopefully if they hang on to win and get their first win of the season. They lost to Fairfield the other day, so it'd be nice to get that taste out of their mouth.
It's always fun to win. That's for sure. And I'm a Coach Neighbors fan, and when you're picked 16th out of 16th, man, there's only one way to go. So you're pulling for the Ladybacks, and hopefully they'll get them a victory and just get some positive momentum. And you're right, Unit. It's always good to win.
Yeah, and they got UALR on Monday, so hopefully they can hang on here.
Well, and if as we continue on, we're taking what two players if you had an NBA franchise for the next 7 years,
man,
and you got to take and you get two guys to start it with right now. We had a vote come in for Ja Morant and Giannis, which I think, man, that would be tough. Luka and the Joker is I think they're the leader in the clubhouse right now. Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum. Do you want two bigs? You want two guards? You want a big and a guard? Would you want Shai Gilgeous Alexander and Devin Booker? I mean, those are two dudes that can just absolutely fill it up.
In my mind, when I think about building a team, I like to go like point guard and then center.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Just those are your two big pieces. So if I weren't going to go Luka and Jokic, it would probably be Shai Gilgeous Alexander and then probably like a Giannis.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of great post players right now. I mean, when I say post players, like back to the basket guys, you think Shaq or Dwight Howard or those type of players.
You got Sabonis, who is Arvydas Sabonis' son out there at Sacramento. And you got Victor Wembanyama, another young big that you could go with. And you guys come along with us. Get in with us if you want to. Me and the unit going to be here with you for another hour, then 45 for the last hour today. So we're having a good time on this Friday. Hope everybody out there is enjoying the day. And we'll be back right after this.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3001 0 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Walk-Ons is always a win. Whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner, Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, mostly cloudy sky. There's a chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms across the south. Our high temperatures today in the low to mid 60s. Showers, a chance of thunderstorms tonight, and overnight low will drop down in the low to mid 50s, and we could see some periods of heavier rain. Showers with occasional thunderstorms Saturday, highs on Saturday mid to upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Touchdown, Arkansas! How did he get that wide open?
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got to take it here. That's the perspective. Oh, if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah. People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Oh, man.
The angles were so bad we showed them at halftime.
What's angle one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Woo. All right, back halftime. One more hour, then we have the golden hour. Having a good time today, having a good time. 877-377-6963 if you want to get in with myself and the unit running the board, doing a great job as always. Unit, somebody who did a great job yesterday, you might have heard of him, Ja'Marr Chase in Flago. I mean, that dude... Jordan Watkins, I mean, we just saw a receiver just torch a secondary. Man, I know it was a losing effort for the Bengals, so you feel a little better if you're a Ravens. But Ja'Marr Chase showed why he's a top 10 receiver in the NFL. 264 yards, 3 touchdowns last night.
Yeah, that's an incredible game, and you know you play that well and then you still lose. I mean, that just speaks to how good the Ravens are. You know the Bengals. You knew the Bengals would be playing really hard, trying to win this game. You know, because their season's kind of hanging in the balance right now. They're at 4-6, but credit to the Ravens doing just enough. Burrow and Chase did their thing, but was not enough. I think they went for 2 with like less than a minute to go and did not get it. So.
So they could have tied it up.
They could have tied it on an extra point, yeah.
But there was so much time left. They thought, and you're on the road, and yeah, I didn't get to see it. It was on the Amazon Prime. But do you like that move? Because when you're on the road, analytics kind of tell you, and it's all a field thing, and analytics are just a guideline. The stuff it doesn't mean that's what you do. You kind of have to have it's situational. It's what's going on, how we feeling. But it looked like a game that both quarterbacks just was going to put the team on their shoulders, and it kind of who had the ball last. You thought a minute was too long to give the ball to Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, it was about 38 seconds, so I can kind of see it. They're trying to steal one on the road, but it was also a very big game. It kind of comes down to a coin flip in overtime, who gets the ball. But man, I'm more of a conservative. I have that type of approach. I mean, because you still have to go out and earn it. They have to go out and earn it in overtime. It's not like, just because they're at home, they're going to win the game. And they had the momentum right then. So, you can second guess it all you want. If you get it, you look like a genius, but they didn't get it. And their backs are even further against the wall now. They have got to – that slow start may be too much to overcome this season for the Bengals, who we all know, man, they're when they're rolling, they're rolling.
Yeah, the Bengals, they're room for error. You're right. They don't have a lot more room for error. But it got me thinking going in, and that's never good, Christian, when I start thinking. But it got me thinking going into this weekend. We're about the halfway. We're getting past the halfway point. Who are your top 5 NFL teams right now? If you were to say, man, these are the 5. You got bye weeks by the Browns, Packers, Raiders, Sea Chicken, so they're not playing. Packers maybe around 8. If I was making a list. But who are your 5 teams, Christian? I can go first, or you can go first. If you were to say, man, if I had to think who could win the Super Bowl, who are your 5 top teams?
Man, I can't really argue with yours. Kansas City, definitely. I might go with the Ravens. Like in this order, I might go with the Ravens after Kansas City, and then I'll probably I don't know if I'm totally bought on Buffalo just because we see them kind of choke every year. Detroit had a good season last year. I'd probably still put more faith in Buffalo right now. Detroit's still kind of an up-and-coming team, but I think they're very talented. And then I'd go with the Lions, and then everything in my power. I don't want to put the Eagles on this list.
I see you're a C Cowboy. What about the Steelers and the Commanders? Both two lost teams. They're playing Sunday.
Kind of waiting to see how the Commanders, finish out the season, but I would prefer them win a Super Bowl over the Eagles all day. Every day.
And then another question that the last 4 years, if you were to do a top 5 list in the NFL of teams that you think could win a Super Bowl, there's one team that would have been on there every single time, and that's the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
Where are they now? Is their window closed?
Well, normally, I kind of wanted to put them on it, but I can't just because, 4-4. They're not having a lot of momentum, but there's plenty of time for them to get it turned around. Their defense is pretty darn good. You got George Kittle. Ayuk, I think, is out for the year.
Oh, my goodness.
So their path is going to be tough, but they're going to have a good defense. I just don't know, man. Their window may have – I don't know if it's totally closed, but the last couple years, man, they really had an opportunity to get one, but, that's what Mahomes does. He snatches victory away from you.
Well, and it got me looking at you got the Falcons at 6-3, the Vikings at 6-2, and the Texans at 6-3. If I was to say out of those 3 teams, Falcons, Vikings, Texans, which one do you have more faith in?
Out of those 3, honestly, Kirk Cousins is kind of the more, I guess, stable quarterback out of those, but I'm not a believer in the Falcons yet. It's too many questions on defense. So I like CJ Stroud, what he's got going on at Texas, at Houston. And then the Vikings, man, I've been wanting to write them off, but here they are at 6-2. I probably put more faith in the Vikings right now.
if Justin Jefferson is healthy,
Yeah.
In my opinion, he is the number one receiver. I know Jamar Chase just went off on him, but to me, he's number one. If Tyreek Hill's healthy, he's there. Amon St. Brown at Detroit would be in my top 5 when you're talking about receivers. I got Kansas City, Buffalo, Detroit, the Ravens, and the Eagles. Are you a little nervous if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan? The Broncos are coming into town, divisional game. Patrick Mahomes, 1,900 yards, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's not top 5 on any list right now in the NFL as far as quarterback, and nobody's really. And you're just kind of going about it like, well, it's Patrick Mahomes. If they got the ball and there's one drive left, who you taking? You're still taking him as the quarterback to run a 2-minute drill. But the Broncos defense coming in there, they got kind of embarrassed by the Ravens last week, I believe.
Yeah.
How do you think that defense matches up? Do you see that being a low-scoring game?
I think it's a great matchup. I think Denver's going to come in and give Kansas City all they want. But one thing Kansas City, like you said, they have is Patrick Mahomes, who can, if they need to go on a game-winning drive, they're more likely going to get it done. And I could actually see the Broncos winning this game though and giving Kansas City their first loss, which I wouldn't really be too worried if I'm Kansas City. Once the playoffs roll around, they're going to be the favorite, and they're going to have the best quarterback on the field. But it must be nice to be 8-0 right now and have room for error. When you're 8-0, you can drop a game.
No, yeah, they can drop 2 games and still have the bye. No question. Andy Reid just keeps adding to his legacy and what the Chiefs are doing. And then your boy, Mr. Taylor Swift, sorry. He is he started off slow, and he's kind of figuring it out a little bit, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and him and Patrick Mahomes are simpatico. When they're on the same page, man, that's just as good as any duo. I know we're talking about basketball duos to start a franchise with, but when you see what the tight end quarterback relationship is there and just how efficient they are, it's pretty remarkable to watch.
Man, and Brady and Gronkowski got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely the new Brady Gronkowski. When you think of Mahomes and Kelsey, you think of Super Bowls, winning in the playoffs.
And then that move, they went and got DeAndre Hopkins unit. If he's healthy, he used to be a top 5 receiver in the NFL. There's no denying that. But he's a little long in the tooth. But he's a guy that I kind of think of what Plaxico Burress was his last 4 years. He shot himself in the leg, came back and played, and he wasn't the same. But before that, his last few years before he did that, a big body guy that can win one-on-one matchups, catches everything. But DeAndre Hopkins, if he's healthy, he's just as good as anybody, especially when you have Patrick Mahomes throwing you the ball.
And it must be nice to have that on the offensive side and then a really good defense.
One of the best defenses in the league. You're right. You're absolutely right. That helps.
When you've got a great offense, a great defense, you're in the hunt every year, and no different this year.
All right. Well, if you guys want to get in with us today, whatever you want to talk about, Phil Elson, he's got the Ladybacks going on. I think they're still winning. And so you got me in the unit for another 49 minutes. We want to know your top 5. If you were to have a franchise, you're picking 2 players right now to start an NBA franchise with. What 2 are you going with? And they got to be your star for the next 7 years. And we're also talking a little bit about if you got to choose somebody you could protect from the portal. You can protect one of these guys on offense. One of these guys, is it Braylon Russell? Franchise tag him, so to speak, whatever you want to say, somebody you don't want to see getting in the portal. My offensive guys, Taylor Green, obviously, I think that's everybody. But if you want to say non-quarterback, is it Braylon Russell? Is it an offensive lineman? Is it Luke Haas? Is it Andrew Armstrong if he still has a year left? We got to find out. I know he's a senior, but does he still have a COVID year? And then on defense, who is somebody? Landon Jackson, I think, is off the list because I don't know that he has another year left. I think he's got to go. So besides him, who would you want to?
I would franchise tag Sorey.
Oh my goodness, there you go, unit. Let's don't let him get in the portal. I agree with you, and it's somebody we need to go get in the portal is a strong safety, a safety that can go. They make up for so many mistakes. They're aggressive, they're physical, they tackle. It's one of the toughest positions to play in all of football, and if you have one, it really helps.
No doubt, and like you said, Landon Jackson, he's the type you need. I say this like it's easy, but a lot of teams do get really good defensive line. You need almost 2 Landon Jacksons.
Oh, absolutely.
To really cause havoc. I mean, because having one defensive lineman just isn't good enough. You got to have 2 really good guys on the edge.
Well, call us up, 877-377-6963, and we'll chat with you. We'll be back after this.
They were so convincing in their argument. They swung me.
This is halftime. Don't miss out on Hog Reaction after every Razorback football game. Brought to you by Bud Light. Also presented by Black Hills Energy.
That's one of the reasons I love Travis Williams. I think he's able to take away what is something this team does well. Well, you know what? Travis Williams is usually, most of the time, he's able to take that away. Then teams got to go to their B plan, their C plan, and then you really see the depth. You see if they're talented enough, because everybody can have a plan A.
Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us insure your vehicle.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got coffee.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your #1 source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL to entertainment and political props. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Closer, the tree of life. She's a beauty like season, like tide. Open up to you, just a fade out.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right. Moving right along here on this this beautiful Friday. Myself in the unit on the controls, Phil Elson. Not really a day off. He's still working today. Everybody wondering where Phil is. One of the hardest working mans in the sports business.
That just went final now.
Oh, so the Hogs, Ladybacks won?
84-65.
Man, there we go.
Smith had 22 points for Arkansas to lead the team.
There we go. All right. Well, let's go Ladybacks. That's a big win. Gets them a win. And if you want to get in with us today, we're going to talk a little college football here in this segment coming up. That's 877-377-6963. Great slate of games this weekend, man. They as Frank Broyles said, they remember in November, but you have to do good in the second part of that is, well, you have to do good in September and October as well. The Hogs, we were come see, come saw so far this year. 3 games left. Best case scenario, I think, would be 2-1. I think the Hogs would go 2-1. 1-2, probably the most likely scenario that the Hogs are going to go. Or are you okay with the Hogs being 6-6 this year? Because that's if you were to look at it, you'd say the Hogs go 1-2 in their next 3. They get to 6 wins. They get a bowl game. What do you want to see them do against Texas? Hopefully they compete, and it's not another ass whooping like it was last week against Ole Miss, because that's embarrassing. So hopefully they got a little pride about themselves. You get a week to rest up, go out and show out on your home field after they just came in here and they treated you like you were Chris Rock and they were Will Smith. So we're going to have to change that around this week against Texas. Some good games going on this week, so the Hogs fans can relax. You can get out in the deer woods, get you some football, though. You got a game tonight, Rice and Memphis unit. The Memphis quarterback, the Memphis quarterback is a guy that can play on Sundays.
Hennigan, yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He's a guy that's going to get a chance, big, tall, strong kid, if he can keep improving. But he'll be the best player on the field tonight.
Yeah, and he's won a lot of games at Memphis. I know they haven't really accomplished what they believe they should accomplish in a conference that lost some teams. I know that they expect, especially now, to win that conference every year. But 7-2, it's like a consolation prize. You don't really, you could be better, but they're 7-2, probably not going to make a playoff, but they can finish the season strong, and like you said, they've got good players on that team that'll probably play on Sundays, and they have some out there right now that play on Sundays.
That's right. That's
Calvin Austin, I know, is one for the Steelers, Phil's team, and a couple kickers out there. So I'm expecting this to be another tough game. All their games pretty much this year in the American Conference have been a dogfight. UTSA got them last week, so
are they the Roadrunners?
Yeah, the Roadrunners
got
got
watch
them.
the Roadrunners. Got to watch them. Well,
and then Navy's. We all know Navy's pretty good. So
there's some big games in the SEC unit. Let's kind of go. I know Arkansas is on a bye week. Auburn's on a bye week. Kentucky on a bye week. A&M on a bye week as well. And A&M's only one of the 4 teams not playing this week that is bowl eligible. Auburn 3-6, Kentucky 3-6. Hogs 5-4. Big one next week against Texas, who host the Florida Gators. Texas a 22-point favorite. Florida, are they just making the road trip to go to Austin and eat some ribs? Because do you give them any type of chance to keep this game close at all?
I do. I think it'll be closer than 21 points. Actually, I think Florida's gotten better as the season has kind of gone on. They're not, that pushover team that they seem to be early in the season. They've gotten a lot better. In Texas, I don't feel like has really taken that next step. This may be the game they do that, but I think Texas will win this game. But I expect Florida to go on the road. They're still fighting for their coach. They know he might not be on the hot seat right now, but any win they can get like this, if they can get this win, would do nothing but help his case on staying the coach.
Florida's last 5 games: Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and then Florida State. I mean, besides Florida State, that's just absolutely brutal right there.
I actually think I'm gonna give them more credit in this game. I really think they'll have an opportunity to win. They've got a pretty solid defense. They only lost to Georgia by 14 last week, and we know what Georgia pretty much did the same thing to Texas. That is a rivalry game. We all know that. The Florida-Georgia game is a big game, but, I mean, they were in that game up until the very end. So, I don't know, man. I just feel like Texas might take them a little lightly in this game.
Well, if you want to get in with us, that's what Jawan has done. You can call us at 877-377-6963. Let's, as we continue on, let's go to Jawan. Jawan, what's up, dude?
Man, how y'all doing?
Life's good.
I still don't buy into Texas, man. I haven't seen them really go out and create any explosive plays this year or really just drop the hammer on anybody in conference play. We were looking at something right now. Texas' best win is Vanderbilt by 7. And don't get me wrong, Vanderbilt's not a bad team this season, but for all the hype Texas had, they haven't really went out and just flexed their muscles on anybody. I see Florida. Florida has gotten better, and if you look at how they played against Georgia, they played Georgia a heck of a lot better than Texas did. Texas didn't even put up a fight. If Florida keeps their quarterback in that game, I give them a chance to not win, but keep it close. Because they were finding some things on offense. They were moving the football a little bit, and then Lagway went out. Florida's defense also played awesome, creating a lot of turnovers. But I think I'm going to go ahead and ride with Mississippi this weekend against Georgia. Something tells me with them facing the brink of elimination, they're going to bring out all their big guns for this game against Georgia. Because they know if they lose, it's done. And Georgia is still leading the SEC, so I think they can take one loss. Everybody's still carrying with them the national championship mystique, which that's not the Georgia team that we're currently looking at. So it's going to be interesting to see how this race ends. I'm also kind of leaning towards LSU beating Alabama in Tiger Stadium this weekend.
I like it,
But I
Jawan.
appreciate
You watch,
fellas.
yeah, man. Thanks, man. I know you watch a lot of football. I was going to ask you about those 2 games. I appreciate your phone call, Jawan.
Thank you.
Man, Jawan always brings it. I think he watches just as much football as we do. Yeah, that Georgia-Mississippi matchup, I mean, that's going to be epic. And then you get Alabama, LSU, both teams that are, 3 of these teams that are playing, they can't afford another mishap. They have to win to continue on. And then Vanderbilt, South Carolina got that win over A&M. How do they handle success? Going to Nashville to play a Vanderbilt team that's already bowl eligible. They're bowl eligible for the Razorbacks are.
I think South Carolina's similar to Arkansas this year. Like following a big win, they may have a letdown or something. I just don't. And part of that is the way Vanderbilt's playing right now. They're a good team. I don't think it would be shocking if they were to beat South Carolina just the way they're playing right now.
Let's as we continue on talking about this slate of college football games on this Saturday, we had another phone caller, Cecil. What's up, Cecil?
Just step outside for a minute, man. The wind blowing out here. It's a beautiful day to me. My buddy next door over there, he wanted to tune in with y'all, so I had to go fix his radio.
Come on in, yeah.
Yeah, I got it, Mr. Billy Saxton. Hey, man, I heard you talking about the spread, and what'd you say, it was 22?
For the Florida-Texas matchup, yes, sir.
No, for the Texas game.
No,
Arkansas,
I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. That I was talking about they're 22 favorite over Florida this week.
Okay, well, I'll take Florida in that dub.
In 22? Yeah, I'd probably take 22 points as well.
Yeah. The thing about that is, Matt, is that's Las Vegas winning, man. That's all. Because everybody's going to take – are they playing in Florida?
Austin.
Okay, but Florida's really playing good. You know that.
Yeah.
They're playing way better than when the season first started. I think you just said that, but I already knew that, though, because I keep up with this game. I love. But, yeah, I would take Florida in them points. That's a dead giveaway. That's what Las Vegas wants. They ain't just in Vegas doing this for nothing. They get paid. And they want everybody to take. If you just go 60%, they win. 60% of the fans take Florida in the 20. I mean, give up them points. Florida wins, man. Florida might win the game. You just never know. They're really playing good. I'm sure Texas will be favored over Arkansas. But you know I'm gonna ride with my Hogs anyway.
Man, I
will be up there.
I think the Hogs are going to play good. Cecil, one quick one, the big one in the SEC. Georgia traveling to Oxford to take on Ole Miss. How do you see that one going?
Man, that's going to be a really good game. I mean, you know, I just watched them last week live, and they dunked in front of my face. I don't know how many times with that basketball. But man, that's a toss-up right there. That's a hard game. I think majority of people will say Georgia because of Georgia's track record. But, man, Ole Miss got a fire squad, man. They got a fire squad. And the SEC, this is the thing about the SEC. And I'm going to say this because I know I'm right. You know, you got the Ohio States. You got the USC. You got the Penn States. You know, they ain't like they used to be now, but they still want them in there because it's part of each end of the United States. They got to get them ratings, Matt. You know I'm right, Matt. Come on now. So they got to keep them ratings. Just think if they don't put those teams in the playoffs. Look how much ratings they lose. And look, just think about it. So they got to keep them in there because there's a lot of teams don't deserve to be in their top 25, man, like that. Or it's some teams, as a matter of fact, it's some teams in that playoff category they suck. Miami suck. But they got them in there. It's a big revenue down there.
Right now they're in fourth. Yeah, they'd be getting a bye.
Yeah, that's the way it is, though. They want them to go far so they can get those ratings on each end of the United States. And, you know, for the president go, I had to throw that in there, you know. Hey, man, I'm just a poor black man. I ain't going to say what I say, but I'm just a poor black man from Allen Grove Project trying to live. And I love my Razorbacks. As long as I can go to the games and make me some money every day, man, and ain't nobody getting murdered out here, and, you know, and everything's in peace, I'm good with it.
Peace and love, not war. That's right, Cecil.
Yeah. And I'm going to hang up, Matt. Y'all have a blessed day, man. Y'all have a blessed day. Blessed weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Cecil, for the phone call. Man, that's too good. I always like when Juwan and Cecil give us a shout. And what do you think about his comment, Unit? Do you think when you look at the playoff committee and you look at Miami at the fourth spot ahead of Texas, ahead of Tennessee, ahead of Bama, LSU, A&M, do you think that they've earned that right to be the fourth team, or do you think they're a little overrated?
They're overrated, and you can just look at the games they've played this year. Close games against bad teams. They are undefeated, and they do have a really great quarterback, and they've got some great athletes on offense. But I just think they're a little overrated, and they've earned the right, I guess you could say. I mean, strength of schedule, all that you can talk about all that. Miami is overrated. I just think they don't have the defensive line, the offensive line that some of these teams in the SEC have, and I think that will be exposed in the playoffs when Cam Ward's running for his life, having to make plays with his legs. They're kind of, I don't know if they're in cruise control right now, but they're kind of just sleepwalking through the season. Cam Ward's putting up great numbers. They may finish the season undefeated. They may not, but they're not going to win. They're not going to win the national title. I mean, they're not a top 5 team. That's just what they happen to be ranked right now, but they're not a top 5 team.
A lot of golf left, so to speak. It will be all settled.
They're fugazi.
That's
right.
It will be all settled on the gridiron as we keep on moving down the road. So as we keep on moving down the road, let's pay some bills, and we'll be back right after this.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED. And it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
This is Halftime.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, 16 years in the industry. Cecil, this is the one-stop shop.
Yes, Jazzco Graphics Design, the one-stop shop, 2415 Midland, for your custom or buck order.
Why ESPN 95.3?
I really enjoy listening in, and it keeps my day going while I'm at work. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Looking for a healthcare provider that truly listens to you? At Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, their team of nurse practitioners offer personalized healthcare with their in-house labs. Get fast results. Elite Wellness goes beyond just treating symptoms. Their holistic approach addresses the root causes of your well-being. Whether it's preventative care, illness, or exploring natural treatments, your health journey begins with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. Call 479-242-9355 for your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
Hey, Ty Richardson for JamMart. JamMart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. JamMart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero JamMart locations. And stop by any of the 6 JamMart locations in the area. JamMart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Are holidays stressful for you? Hey, Ty Richardson for the Whippoorwill. The Newmeyers would love to take care of some of that stress by providing you an awesome Thanksgiving dinner. Call the Whippoorwill at 479-769-2095 for the best Thanksgiving catering you've ever had. Smoked turkey breast, dressing, mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with all the fixins. The Newmeyers' newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, taking care of your holiday this year.
Seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, moving right along on this beautiful Friday, man. We are 21. That's a Tim Duncan minutes away from the golden hour. Having a good time today on the show. Thanks to Aaron Torres in that first hour. Always fun. Thanks to the callers for calling in. We're having a good time today. Talking a little bit about who would you franchise tag on the offense and defense. Who do you not want to lose to the portal? Taylor Green, Braylon Russell, anybody on the O-line, D-line, somebody you don't want to lose. And then going out, who do you want to go get in the portal? A guy I thought of, unit, was Ashton Jeanty, that running back at Boise State's a junior. You got an inside line with him with Taylor Green. They probably still text and call or whatever the social media platform is they're on. Yeah. Maybe that would be a guy to come in and because you need two of them. You need two running backs if you're going to have a chance to win 9-10 games. You got to have a couple of them.
Man, he's going to be a prized target in the offseason. I think he'd probably end up leaving Boise just because of, what he's doing there. Heisman candidate right now. Going to have to get your money up if you want to get a guy like that.
Another guy I like, you're exactly right. Another guy I like is Mekhi Hughes from Tulane, running back down there for the Green Wave. He's a sophomore. I think he's an absolute stud as well. And if you're looking to make a jump up, a guy that talent-wise could play on Sunday if he keeps going. But yeah, Ashton Jeanty would be making a couple phone calls to him. If I'm Taylor Green, I'd be texting him every night, like, come on down.
That's a good point, man. There's a connection there with Taylor Green. I didn't even think about that, but man, he'd be great to have for sure.
Also, talking a little bit, if you had an NBA franchise and could start with two players for the next 7 years, they got to be your stars. Who you going with? And somebody who is the star of the show every time he calls in, that's Charlie. What's up, Charlie? How's it going this Friday?
Man, what's up, Matt? You got the controls today. I could tell by the music. I could tell the units over there.
It's going to be a long year. It's going to be a long year.
We're vibing, huh? But hey, I'll go with you guys on. Let's see, offense. Obviously, Taylor. Seeing it, I'm with you. I think what's his name goes pro. if we're living in a dream world, Matt.
No, Landon Jackson's a top 100 pick. He's gone. I don't think, but somebody else maybe.
You're talking Genty.
Oh, Genty,
Yeah.
you think Genty go? Yeah, I mean he's a junior. He can go pro. I don't know where running backs fall in the slot.
That's true.
Is he going to be a first round pick? What's his? The thing with him is what is his speed, because he hadn't played against anybody. Is he a legitimate 4.3 guy or is he a 4.61 guy? You kind of want to know what he tests at, what his skill set is.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I for whatever reason, for what I've heard, I think he's gone. I think you would have to, and even if he did come back, oh Lord, the amount of money you would.
What,
half
a million? Don't you think $500,000 would do it?
Maybe, but yeah. But I think that's where this NIL stuff gets difficult. Also, because I could argue, I don't want to lose someone like Carmona. I don't think he goes pro, but I think getting him back a year.
So you'd franchise tag him, keep him coming back on that O-line. I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anybody like that, you talk about tackles and then, your quarterback, obviously, but defensively, if I don't want to lose somebody, man, I don't want to lose either Metcalf. I like them. We need to upgrade on the D-line somehow. And that's the thing. A lot of times those guys fall, I guess, later, and then I could help you. I could be like, let's go get that dude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When the season ends. So, but as far as the NBA goes, who would I start with? Okay. See, this is tough for me, Matt, because I'm a basketball junkie like you, bro.
I know you like it.
I'm thinking, okay, man, because I'm going to want someone, Anthony Edwards maybe one of those two. And because he's a little bit younger than some of the other guys, and I just think the sky is he's going to keep getting better, and because of his age. And then the other would probably be, man, this one. I want to think of a big guy here. I want to say Wembanyama. No, what am I thinking? Wembanyama. There you go. Those two guys.
Ant-Man and Wemby.
Jokic.
That's it. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, there hadn't been a lot of Wemby picks units. I think the Joker and Luka have gotten the most of them. I think Giannis is up there. Ant-Man's starting to pick up. Not one person's wanted Tatum. Got some Shea Gildress, Alexander. Maybe a little location biased right there. Nobody's taking Devin Booker, an Olympian who's just a walking.
Like it. I mean, he's a great player, but I'm letting my dislike for him.
A walking bucket for the Suns, yeah. And then a Ja Morant, if he's healthy and can go, Ja Morant and Giannis would be, man, that would be something right there.
Oh, no doubt. Ja Morant, when he's healthy and when he's on, he can take over a game quick. But I mean, SGA to me is the perfect point guard as far as he can get you a bucket. He's got that mid-range down, and I can speak to that because I watched him against my Mavericks in that Western Conference. It was the semifinals, I think. But man, when he wanted a bucket, he would go get it. I mean, it was that simple.
That's a young team, and another guy that nobody's mentioned that I like is Spida. From the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's he can get it, and he's an absolute stud. Okay, all right.
No, well, I didn't hear any Bronny James. He got I think he just got sent to the D League or the G League. I think.
Yeah, Baby Goat. He's got to go out and graze. He's still grazing and getting his stuff right now. He's got advantages because he's had a basketball in his hand since birth. He's had the best, coaching and teaching that you could get, and he's always so. I think he's a smart player. I just don't know if he's talented enough, for what he does. But he can. Donovan Mitchell is who I'm thinking of at Cleveland. I absolutely love that guy as well. All right, well, if you want to get in with us, please do. That's 877-377-6963. Me and the units The unit and I, one more segment coming up after this.
This is halftime.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3001 0 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. The merger of two good companies brings together strengths to make one great company. Regerson is now Sharp Equipment. Even though it will no longer have Joe, Jesse, or Sheila as they go off on another adventure, the foundation they have laid is now a strong asset along with Sharp Equipment to complement its offerings to their great customers. Sharp Equipment would like to thank the Taylors and look forward to continuing to serve the River Valley and beyond. Stop in at 5608 Wheeler Avenue and see what all Sharp Equipment has to offer.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Let's see. Leaky faucet Tuesday. Water flooding the yard. Better put that down for the middle of the month when the bills aren't due.
Honey, what are you doing?
Planning our plumbing problems, of course.
You can't plan our plumbing problems, but you should plan our plumber.
What do you mean?
Like all important contacts, I keep Westark Plumbing in my phone. They're always there when we need them, and they don't overcharge since they know we don't plan our plumbing problems. Here, honey, here's their number.
646-5151. Thanks, babe.
Westark Plumbing. We keep you flowing.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
How you gonna top yourself when there's nobody else? How you gonna do it by yourself? 'Cause I'm not gonna be here to help you. Yeah. All right. stop yourself when there is nobody else? You're gonna do it by yourself, 'cause I'm not gonna be here to help you.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
Woo! Moving right along on this Friday edition of Halftime. Last segment before we got the golden hour. And, man, been a fun day working with you today, units. We got 45 coming up on the controls for the next hour. Anything we didn't touch on today with you, units? That Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight that's coming up. Are you interested in that? Is any of our listeners, you guys, interested in that fight?
It's kind of been played out a little bit. I mean,
it's going to be a letdown. You think it's going to end with a whimper?
Yeah, I really don't. I just don't care either way who wins at this point. We know Jake Paul has proven he can fight. I mean, there's no what else. I know why he's doing it. You know, string this thing out as long as you can. It seems like it's been a while since he's last fought, but he's starting to take on some of the big boys. Obviously, he can beat them, or he wouldn't be this far already. I don't even know if he's lost a fight, has he?
Well, self-promotion does wonders. That's for sure. Both these guys like them. I thought Jake Paul was a WCW guy and then got into it later.
He was just like a podcaster.
Yeah, I don't know what his background is from when you start boxing. If Tyson was 15 years younger, then I would say it's a no-brainer. Just 15. I think he's 57. So if he was 42, yeah, I mean, I know this, unit. Sport is a young man's game. It is not. It's not for the weary. It's not for the weak, and it's not for the old. It's you get up there in age, man. It's bad things can happen.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously these guys want to take him on, and he's not scared to fight anybody. It makes for great TV and entertainment. That's why this thing is going on as long as it has. As long as there's people paying to watch it, they're going to keep doing it.
Who do you got coming up when you got LSU unit? Before you leave, I need to find out, you got LSU at home, or do you got Bama on the road, and then your Ole Miss Georgia pick?
I've kind of thought about this one. I actually think Alabama gets it done. They've got a little more. I mean, I know they're both at 2 losses. I think the pressure at Alabama, I think whenever the lights are bright, Alabama shows up. They did beat Georgia this year. I know they've got some bad losses. Obviously the Vanderbilt loss. I just think, and you made a good point earlier about I think it was Aaron too, maybe, that said it, but
the running quarterback.
The running quarterback is something that they obviously, I'm sure that they are going to do everything they can to stop Milroe, because
he's a running back playing quarterback.
They saw what happened against A&M, and you can't let that happen again. Milroe's even better than Reed when it comes to that. So I think Alabama's going to do enough offensively, and I think they'll get it done.
And then Georgia going into Oxford. The only team to beat Georgia in the last 27 years, it feels like, is Alabama. They don't lose to anybody but Bama. You think Ole Miss has a chance?
I do, and I actually think they've got some momentum going right now, and I'm going to go with the Rebels. I don't like Ole Miss. I don't really like Georgia either, but I think Ole Miss is going to be up for this game, and they're going to throw the kitchen sink. Lane Kiffin's going to dial up some big plays.
A lot of fan feedback saying Mike Tyson, he's just going to walk away with it. That'd be pretty cool. Well, unit, enjoy your rest of your day and your weekend. We'll be back after this for the golden hour.
The Study basketball training has moved to the Hangout in Fort Smith. With basketball training classes from kindergarten through high school, there is a spot for your athlete. Depending on your skill set and training needs, The Study offers 3 class options: fundamentals, advanced, and 94 feet. You can also work on your explosiveness with Vertimax training or perfect your shot on the Dr. Dish machine. The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thestudyhoops.com for more details. Fitness, sports, and now The Study basketball training. Let's hang out.
It's fall cleanup time at Gray Brothers Equipment. From the large M7 Series cab Kubotas to the L2502, the best-selling compact tractor in Arkansas and Oklahoma. Gray Brothers and Kubota will make your fall cleanup a breeze. With great pricing and interest rates as low as 0% for 84 months, they're making fall cleanup enjoyable again at Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon. Now through 12/31/2024, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the Mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This Rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, mostly cloudy sky. There's a chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms across the south. Our high temperatures today in the low to mid 60s. Showers, a chance of thunderstorms tonight, and overnight low will drop down in the low to mid 50s. We could see some periods of heavier rain. Showers with occasional thunderstorms Saturday, highs on Saturday mid to upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com. We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that's the perspective. If I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
You both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad we showed them at halftime.
But they were one racerback.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right. Moving right along. 101 here on this Friday. Having a good time. We got some new blood in the producer's seat, so we'll get 45's answer to the couple daily questions that we've been kind of discussing. Been having a fun time today on the show. And if you want to get in with us, please do. That's 877-377-6963. So So 45, good to see you today. Did you watch any of that Bengals Ravens game last night?
I did not get a chance to watch any of the Bengals Ravens game last night. You know, there's a viewership drop. You know, they got it on Amazon Prime, and I kind of I'm a leech, so I have Prime, you know, via someone else. My wife's parents, they had Prime, they gave it to us, let us use it, but then they're like, no, we're not paying for that anymore for y'all to use it. So kind of going with some family struggles to dealing with that, but we're working through that. But no, I didn't get a chance to watch any of the game at all last night. I did catch a lot of the highlights this morning. Man, Jamar Chase had a game for the ages, and what a comeback that was for Lamar Jackson too. It's just another day at the office for potentially another MVP season for him. He is one of one when it comes to athleticism and dynamic playmaking ability. Matt, it is something to watch.
He is one of one when you talk about he can do everything. When it's beat you in the pass, beat you with his legs. I think he's more accurate than Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen can do everything as well, but I'm with you. He absolute beast, man. He's so fun to watch. But something you did get to watch, and I'm excited to watch on Saturday, is Arkansas going to take on Baylor. But you were at the game. I haven't really got your thoughts and how Arkansas looked. How was the experience when you saw the basketball Hogs play on Wednesday night?
Man, it was awesome. I think a lot of the negatives that we can start off with were obviously the fact that people have already kind of complained about this. On a Wednesday night game, the stadium wasn't full, so people kind of complained a little bit about that, and it was a noticeable lack of crowd, you know, there. But outside of that, I really thought that it was a good night. The atmosphere was fun. They rolled out a lot of the smoke and mirrors and all the stops for Coach Cal's first night. It was really great. He was obviously very enthused, and it was really exciting. Now the team, they are going to be really fun to watch. They are athletic. They are super, super good at defending the ball, and they're going to be really, really fun to watch. But they're also going to be there's going to be some times this conference season and maybe even in some of these tough non-conference games that we're going to have on our slate for the first time in a long time consistently, we're going to see this team struggle a little bit. And I think that it's going to be an adjustment for Razorback fans to hear the way that Coach Cal kind of explains those things and goes about the way that he talks about the team struggles and what the team's identity is as compared to what we've been accustomed to with Coach Musselman. It's a little bit different, and I think that there's been kind of some outlying opinions that Coach Cal brought what people would say was a little bit of a stagnant offense those last couple of his years in his tenure at Kentucky. It kind of seems like based off of one game and some exhibition matchups that not all of, but a handful of the pundits are kind of saying that that's carried over. The offense is still stagnant and lazy and, old school. And I think that this, from what I saw, it doesn't seem that way to me. That was the first game I got to watch in person. Obviously, it was the first game of the season. But I do think that you're going to really like watching a couple of these guards, Matt. Boogie Fland is really, really talented, and he's not been shooting the ball well to start with the first couple exhibition games and also in this first game from beyond the arc. But Chuck said it on Chuck and Bo the other morning, and I'm sure he called it several times the other night. But Boogie has a great mid-range game, and I love watching guards pull up and bury one from the elbow whenever they're driving the lane. It just adds so much to their game, and Boogie is definitely capable of that. But another guy that I'm really excited for you to watch him at and talk to me about is Nelly Davis, because this guy is a senior. He's he was probably one of the top transfer players in all the portal, and I saw him dive for a loose ball against Lipscomb for no reason when they were up. That type of effort. I like to see what you think about that. So it's going to be a good game on Saturday. Baylor's obviously a premier basketball program with Scott Drew. They got their brains kicked in by Gonzaga earlier in some exhibition games, so they'll be excited. But I'm not exactly sure how the game is going to go. It's probably going to be a very fundamentally sound Baylor team. And this Razorback team has struggled, so I think I'd have to give the edge to Baylor, on Saturday.
I like it. Yeah, I'm excited to see how we perform as well, and hopefully our bigs, we can control the paint. I think that was something last year on the offensive and defensive side. We were I don't know if undervalued's the right word, but the talent level, we just weren't as talented in the front court. I think we're so much better in the front court this year, and then these guards are going to be fun to watch, and then I'm going to get with you here. Let's go to this phone call, and then let's get to I want to see what we're talking about the portal. If there's somebody you want to go get, if there's somebody you want to tag, somebody you don't want to see go into the portal that we lose last year. I know Rocket Sanders at South Carolina doing his thing, Chris Paul doing his thing at Ole Miss. Braylon Russell comes to mind when I think of that. And then also, if you had an NBA franchise could start with two of these young superstars, who would your two be? We'll get to that after this. So let's go to Eddie from Amity. Eddie, what's up, dude?
Hey, man. It's raining down here.
Nice.
But anyway, and I was driving, but I pulled over. Let's see. I never heard y'all mention, Djokovic in your big man conversation.
The Joker has not been mentioned as much. He was early. I think Christian's pick was Luka and the Joker when he had his pick, but I could be wrong. But yeah, you're right. You know who leads the NBA in assists right now? The big man.
That's exactly. It's tricky, man.
He's tricky.
The magician. Okay. Georgia's in trouble. They're going to Oxford. Lane Kiffin. They're going to win. I don't know what the line is. I believe they're going to win. I can't wait to see it. And then on the LSU Alabama thing, all I got to say about that is Nick Saban ain't there no more. So.
He ain't there no more.
All right. On the basketball team, I really don't know anything to say about them, but God, I hope they're good, and they should be.
Eddie, one other thing before you go. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, November 15th. I think it's 6 rounds, 2-minute rounds. I know it's all production, it's all theater. Is all the build up? Is the fight going to be any good? Who do you got in that one?
Since the age thing, so I'm actually for Mike Tyson, whatever his nickname was. I hope he kills him.
I like
and
it.
I heard there's a pretty good chance about it. Yeah, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
They didn't call him Iron Mike because he was soft. That's right. Thanks, Eddie.
That's right, man. I hope somebody's had that tiger with him. He's been, playing with that tiger in that movie. That'd be cool. Get his quickness up. I'm going. There's no way I can watch that. I mean, I can't even watch. I don't know how to do all that stuff. That's the sad thing about the state of affairs of TV these days. But the ABC is putting them 2 games I started off with right there on my TV with my antenna. So God bless them.
I like it.
That makes it.
I'll end on that.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate you.
I like it, man. Yeah, it's going to be a fun sports weekend. We still got another week before we get to fight, but it's going to be a fun weekend. And in 45, let me get your thoughts before we go into a little football on if you had to start an NBA team right now with 2 players, a Tyrese Maxey, a Jalen Brunson, a Ja Morant, Anthony Davis, even if you think he's young enough, Jason Tatum, Giannis, Luke. There's so many young, talented players. Haven't even mentioned Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers. But give me 2 guys you were like, hey, next 7 years I can lock them in and pencil them in.
Well, the way that I look at it is, the way of the big man, and I got some Shaq audio we'll play a little bit later talking about basketball. The way of the big man is gone. Everybody shoots threes now. Every team is shooting probably 30 threes a night. So, you want to build your team around guys that are balanced. Obviously, if you're going to shoot threes, you also have to defend them because everybody else is going to do that too. So I'm going to go pretty guard-centric, and I'm going to take – the first one I'm going to take is Anthony Edwards because I think that he is just he's a supreme talent dripping with confidence, which I think if you look at the NBA, all the best players, all the faces of the league that we've seen, what have they all had, Matt? They've all had that swagoo, baby. I mean, that sauce, always dripping with it. And so, I think Anthony Edwards definitely has that about him. And then, Luka is more of a forward, but he's also he's the primary ball handler for that team when Kyrie's not out there. So Luka definitely is another guy that I think I would pick as the centerpiece of my franchise for sure. I'm not going to go with the big man. You're talking about, he said Jokovic, and I'd love to see Novak Jokovic start a franchise. That'd be great. I knew we knew what Eddie meant.
Yeah.
Jokic, man, the thing about him is you're always just afraid, he's one more playoff series loss away from just going back to Croatia and horse racing, or just that he's out. That's what I'd be worried about with him, if you're talking about building a franchise.
What if you went 2 7-footers that are kind of that Euro big you're talking about, and we, let's say somebody said, hey, Chet Holmgren from the Oklahoma City Thunder and Victor Wembanyama from the Spurs. What if you went with those two guys as your cornerstone?
Well, I'd either grab every single rebound or I wouldn't grab any of them at all, because those two dudes, together they're what? I don't even know. They're 15 feet tall and 300 pounds between the both of them. They're not very big guys, and so they are both supremely talented, and they are the perfect picture essence of what you said, that Euro type big man with the ability to stretch the floor and have the fundamental aspect of his game be so good. We see Victor and we see Wemby and we see Chet be really good passers, and obviously their size is it's premier shot blocking ability. So I don't know that I would take really either one of those two guys to start my franchise, because they're a little bit young and a little bit unproven. And the Spurs, they're not very good this year at all. They've sold. And that Thunder team, Chet and those guys, that's a really good franchise. They have had a lot of success, and they have a really good roster, a really good team this year. So I don't know that if Chet Holmgren goes down for the Thunder, that the Thunder are like sunk. But, if Luka goes down for the Mavs, the Mavs, they don't really have, you've still got Kyrie, but Luka provides a lot. So that's kind of what I think of. If I'm going to start a franchise, I want it to be with somebody that, teams really can't win games without.
Under 100% understandable. Another guard I like is Tyrese Maxey. I think he's hurt for the next couple of weeks, but he's a guy that can play both sides of the ball. Yeah. Jaylen Brown up there for the Knicks.
He's going to challenge those Celtics guards as long as he's in Philadelphia for years.
He'll get some
be a
help.
Thorn in their side.
Yeah.
And he does. He needs help so bad, and he can't get a consistently healthy, consistently focused Embiid to come in there with him. And then you trade for James Harden, who's unfortunately a franchise cancer, and it's not going to be any good for your team that way. And the Sixers are stuck in the same process, having to be trusted.
Ooh. Man, we're having a good time today. If you want to get in with us, please do 877-377-6963 here on Halftime. And we're going to go to a commercial and pay some bills, and then 45's he's going to take it for the next segment.
This is Halftime.
Building warriors. Physical toughness and physicality matter more now than ever before. Competing for each other. You can care about the kids and still win. Upholding the Hawks standard. Whatever we do, we'll have good people who are driven and wired, knowing that there's an expectation here and not being afraid of it.
This is one of those Razorback moments.
Follow John Calipari in Arkansas on the hardwood all season long.
Right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure and get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those with outboards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center. 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Looking to boost your health and feel your best? Elite Wellness and Aesthetics in Fort Smith is here to help. Starting at only $200 a month, semaglutide and tirzepatide are weight loss shots that can kickstart your journey to a healthier, more confident you. And with Elite's hormone therapy treatments, you can restore balance, energy, and vitality. Take control of your health today with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. 479-242-9355 to schedule your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our number one volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the number one soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
If you don't wear tailored clothing, dressing up a lot, don't want to spend a lot of money on it, the rental is the way to go because you get in a lot less expensive. Your party all matches and you look really coordinated with the ladies in your event. You get to try it on so everybody knows that it fits. There's no worries the weekend of the wedding. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental because it's fun to look good.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Joe, where you going? Gun in your head. I said, where you going with that gun in your head? Going up and shoot all day. You know I'm gonna mess around with another man.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Alrighty, welcoming you back here to halftime. We are into the golden hour now here. It's super exciting. You know, the last segment of the show, last hour of the show, last segment of the week. Super excited about that. And as always on Fridays in the golden hour, we have our friend, the wonderful Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Neil's with us here. Neil is always kind enough to stop by, even on days like today where the show's a little bit different without our main man here, Phil, that always captains the ship. I was talking with Neil during the break, and he's like, y'all still want me to talk today? And I said, Neil, I've got some questions for you if you're willing to listen to me and answer them, and he still is. So, Neil, how you doing today? How's things going over there at the Sportsbook?
Man, things are going absolutely fantastic. This is my favorite time of year because it's sort of like the apex or the equinox when just about every major sport is in play. I know I wanted the World Series to go a little bit longer, not because I wanted the Yankees to win. More games means more betting. But, yeah, this time of year when we've got college basketball cranking up, the NBA's already started. Football, both college and the NFL are starting to shore up and start looking ahead to the playoffs and conference championships and in college. And the boxing events that are coming up that y'all were talking about, UFC's coming up, and yeah, it's just a great time to be a sportsbook operator. It's a lot of fun, and we're having a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of hard work. We've gotten pretty big now, and but it is a lot of fun, and the funnest part of it is that the way we like to cover Arkansas athletics, and I don't think anybody has more content than we do surrounding Arkansas, both in football and baseball and basketball, and even dabble a little bit in the volleyball and the girls softball. So we're having fun with it, and it's just an honor to be able to do this stuff and provide the content that the bettors want.
Absolutely, Neil. And every time I log on to my Bet Saracen app, which is not very frequently, I'm not a great bettor. I tend to do it around the big sports holidays, so March Madness and the Super Bowl and things like that. But when I do see it, I do see what you're talking about, Neil. There's always so many great promotional things that they have on there for Arkansas sports. But you mentioned it right there. This time of year is so big for all the overlap. You mentioned it. NFL playoffs about to kick off. College football playoffs with all the rankings coming out and everything. This last couple of months of the year into the first part of the year is a sports fan's dream, and it's also a bettor's dream. And college basketball obviously is a big money market for betting. And it's when there's 300 something Division I teams, there's obviously a lot more bets that can be placed on teams like Bellarmine and Lipscomb and teams that the Razorbacks may play in some of these non-conference games here at home in Fayetteville. So how many more options do you have with all these bigger, with all these not quite so big schools in college basketball? Is it a lot more that we see from a college football Saturday?
Well, what we notice is that football is king on Saracen. It is our number one most bet sport. And in the first 2 seasons that we've been online, college was a little bit more than it was for the NFL. And I was just looking at the numbers, and it's basically neck and neck right now with the NFL taking number one. But right behind that is basketball. And I will tell you this. The NBA does very, very well with us, and it's a much longer season. But once college ball starts, it starts taking over because there are that many more games to bet on. Now, the bets that we take on college basketball are smaller bets. People bet, if you're betting $20 or $50 on a football game, people are betting $5 and $10 on a basketball game. But what really people do, they gravitate towards are the parlays on college basketball. People are just absolutely parlay crazy. Absolutely. And now, even though the NCAA are trying to get rid of it and make sure you let your congressman know, there is a bill trying to ban college props, which we think is absolutely ludicrous because people would just go to the black market and do it. But we are seeing many times on these games that we are having more bets on the prop action of the game than we are on the outcome of the game, especially in football. And especially in the NFL, with all the prime players that they have there. So, the major leagues, the power conferences, we're going to have more player props on them because, unlike professional sports, the data is not official with the NCAA. They don't let the data companies use the data they collect for gambling purposes. So we have to get that off the secondary market and put it together ourselves, which means we don't have as many options and as many bets on the props that we do. But we're doing our best to cover it, and it's starting to expand, and we're proud that we're able to do that. And when there is a gap, especially with Arkansas teams, we try to supplement that and create our own product, and that's what we can do because we are a local book and not one of the national operators that are more worried about spreading their risk across the country.
Yeah. Neil, you kind of mentioned it right there for a second. You said that, you're going to have a lot more action on, the player props and, things than you would on the money line or on the spread for college basketball. And I think that part of that lends itself towards the casual fan or the casual bettor's eye towards watching basketball compared to how they watch football a little bit. There's some things that, in gambling, it's all measured in odds, statistical probability. It's concrete. It's finite math. But there are things in, sports that, Matt Jones can tell you that you can't really measure, that aren't quantifiable, such as, momentum and being home and away. So, for example, this week, Alabama is going into a absolute hornet's nest in the Death Valley at LSU. They're actually bringing back, apparently, Mike the Tiger. It's not the real Mike the Tiger, but we'll get into that a little bit later, maybe on with Matt. But so does any of home and away and does the environment play a factor in any of these betting lines that we see every week, or is it more kind of along the lines of injuries and where the money's moving?
It's a combination of all, and each book will weight those factors differently, just depending on how good our models are. Because a lot of us have independent models, and yes, we use machine learning and AI to help us compose those models. And sometimes we'll run a bunch of simulations and see if we can get a consensus result, and then we'll tweak things like that. Now, for instance, I made a mistake this morning. I put an early line out on Arkansas and Baylor. And I originally put it up as a pick'em, and I said, "Ooh, wait a minute! This game is in Texas and a neutral, and there's going to be more Texas people there." And then all of a sudden, we gave Arkansas plus 2.5 because usually a home a home court in basketball like Bud Walton Arena, heck, sometimes it's worth 4 points just for that. And LSU in football at a night game playing Alabama, that's probably worth about 3 points. And it's funny, the line's at 2.5. So basically, both of those, if you didn't have the arena there, they probably would be pick'ems. And that's where the home field advantage will come in. And I know it's technically a neutral court for the basketball, but it's probably a little bit easier for the TCU people to get there in Dallas than it is the Arkansas. But I just hate it that the LSU and the Arkansas basketball game are on at the same time. But then again, it's not so bad because a lot of us have these newer TVs where we can do split screens and have fun with both.
Yeah, Neil, a lot of people are expecting a lot of great things from the basketball team this year. New coach in town with the championship pedigree. I imagine that the betting action on the Razorback basketball team this year will be as strong and steady as it's ever been. And
Wednesday,
absolutely. What are the
Wednesday
futures?
Was great.
Yeah, what do the futures look like? I mean, do you have any of those out right now? What's the action look like on that? Are people betting on the Hogs to make a run in March Madness? Are they betting on them to win the tournament in conference? What does that look like at Saracen?
Oh, absolutely. Now, we had some season specials out earlier this week, and some of those have to come down once the first game starts. But what I was able to leave up, and my risk team is hammering me over it, but hey, they're going to have to deal with it. We're an Arkansas team. Is we've got 2 sections called, instead of Call Those Hog Specials, it's Cal Those Hog Specials. A little play on Cal. And we have juiced the odds that you can get anywhere else on any of the national operators or anywhere else. Like, for instance, Arkansas to win the national championship, I've seen as low as plus 1,400 on some sites. I think another site has it at plus 2,300. Most of those bets that we get on that market are under $100, so I put a $100 max on it, and I juice that up to plus 4,000. And basically, you're getting 41 on your money. If you look at those Cal Those Hog specials on our front page, we've got 2 of them, one with a max bet of 100 and other ones with a max bet of 250, and those have been really rocking it. Especially the one that's just kind of blowing my mind is the Arkansas to go undefeated against non-ranked teams during the regular season. So if they're playing a team that is not in that week's top 25 and they run the slate, that's plus 7,500, and it's playing plus 7,500 because it's not supposed to win. I can tell you that. Yeah. But if it does, it's going to be a big payout. So don't go and bet the farm on something like that. But, hey, it's not going to hurt to throw $5 on there. We'll let you put it.
Don't tell me that, Neil. Don't tell me all that, Neil. Plus 7,500. I put $5 down on that. I can afford to blackmail these people to get me some more airtime. Neil, that's good stuff. That's great, Neil. As always, we appreciate you coming on with us on Fridays. Like I said, even though it's a little bit different without having Phil here, I know you've got some rapport, but you are so kind to me on the phone, and I appreciate you. I know the listeners love getting some insight from you, the man that makes those lines. So we appreciate you, man.
Well, we appreciate you too, and the thing that we try to do as Bet Saracen is we try to be Arkansas Sportsbook. We think we do a pretty good job at that, but we know we're just getting. To be honest, we've been up and running 3 years, and I feel like it's day one with all the stuff that we've got coming down the line, like adding streaming packages, and we've got a little refresh on the way the app's going to look here in the next couple of months. So it just being able to take advantage of all the new technology that's coming down the pike, and we just appreciate the support that we get from our bettors, and we just want to deliver to them and give people value on their money, and we appreciate it. So, but one thing I always like to leave with whenever I do these radio shows, make sure you keep sports betting fun and entertaining. Bet with your head and not over it. Make sure you keep it realistic, and good luck on all your parlays this weekend, because I know you're firing at me big time with these markets that we got this week.
Thank you, Neil. Appreciate you, man. That was Neil Atkinson there with us from Bet Saracen. You can download the Bet Saracen app in the Apple iTunes store. You can get it on Android, anywhere. Appreciate Neil always stopping by with us here on Fridays. Matt Jones will be back with me here in just a second. We've got 30 minutes left here in the golden hour. Super excited about that. We'll be back right here on Halftime.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet
app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
This number may be slowing down, but the deals at Vivid Seats haven't. Whether it's scoring MLB tickets for a night at the ballpark or locking down the biggest matchups for the upcoming football season, Vivid Seats has you covered. With the only rewards program in the game, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats has something for every fan. Catch the deals you want for the games you crave, all backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage. My friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I got a good recommendation from a friend. You go to your Google reviews right now, you guys are at 4.9 for First Financial Mortgage.
Yeah, we've got the most Google reviews by any lending company in the River Valley by more than double. We really pride ourselves on those Google reviews, try to make everyone's experience really well, and that way they'll refer us to other people. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too, and so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with Always On Energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, ballpark nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
All around my home, they're trying to track me down. They say they want to bring me the guilt for the killing of a dead beauty, for the life of a dead beauty.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right. Yes. Little Eric Clapton just bringing us on in golden hour. Good work right there. 45, man. You're natural, man. That was cool to listen to.
Neil makes it so easy. He's the greatest.
They so we're coming back. We got two more segments. This one more segment. If you guys want to get in with us today, we're having a good time. That's 877-377-6963. We've had a lot of people on the live fan feedback or the message board, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people going with Wemby. A lot of picks for Wemby with one of these guards. If it's Ja Morant, if it's Donovan Mitchell, if it's Luka, I get it. He's doing his thing. One of the guards that I really like, 45, Tyrese Maxey. He's a 76ers All-Star. He's out with a hamstring for a little bit. So he'll be back. He's youngster. I really like him. Then around the world in sports, Clayton Kershaw's undergoing a foot and knee surgery. So he's going to try to return for 2025. As we know, the Dodgers won the World Series, and he was a scratch for the playoffs. And Juan Soto, another he's a big bat right there. You know who his agent is, Scott Boras, and so that's what he does. But he's hitting the free agency market as well.
Yeah, I just can't get behind Wemby. I mean, he's great. He's super talented. He can shoot.
Maybe you want to see 2 more years.
I want to see some more. I mean, the team is so bad. Like it's really hard to judge him because there's nobody around him that is capable of making any of the plays that he is able to help them make or try and help them make. And granted, the Spurs are a very well run organization. Lots of respect for Popovich, obviously, but I mean, if they think that these are his prime years, I mean, they're definitely being wasted a little bit with the cast of characters around him. I mean, I'm not quite sold on him being someone that you could base your whole franchise around when that's what the Spurs are doing right now, and they're not very good. So that's just my take and my opinion on that. But, man, for Kershaw, too, I mean, you think he's proven enough? I mean, finally the Dodgers kind of took them a while to get over that hump while he was with them, and now he's got one. He gets to have that ring on his finger. I mean,
that's his second one too.
Yeah,
I think,
second one. So I mean, I'd say he's proven enough. He's definitely one of the most exciting pitchers to watch of all time. And longevity and just the stuff was incredible. But it'd be interesting to see him and then Soto going somewhere else. Who knows, man? Scott. He can get you some money.
Scott Boras,
wherever you want it.
A super agent.
Yeah, you could have signed him somewhere to Mars.
No question
billions.
about it. Well, 45. I hadn't been able to discuss some of these football games with you. I want to talk a little bit about some of this SEC action we got going on, and I know the Hogs aren't playing, but football fan, college football fan, and especially SEC, you're trying to keep up to date, see what's going on. And you look around the country, you look around the SEC. I mean, the two big ones that are obvious, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU. I'm going both home teams. I know it's a lot of people like Georgia. I like Georgia. Hey, I think Kirby Smart's the #1 coach in college football right now. I do. And so you got the best coach that makes the best halftime adjustments. I think they're the best second half team in the country is the Georgia Bulldogs. Ole Miss, they're explosive. You also think at Georgia, who beats Georgia? Alabama, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. So it'd be a big win for them. And then the Alabama-LSU matchup, LSU at home. I'm a little bit nervous about LSU's defense on a running quarterback because that's what Milroe does. Let me get your opinion first, 45, on that Alabama-LSU matchup.
Well, I think that obviously, we've seen it right here. Christian Springdale, one of our, frequent texters always on every show, he says, Alabama post Nick Saban, Matt, they're the ultimate, they're ultimate Fugazi, ultimate Fugazi. So I think I really don't know. I mean, we talked about it for a little bit. This is an elimination game. If one of these teams loses, their shot at going into maybe squeaking into a playoff spot is ultimately gone. So
it's at least out of their hands, or they'd have to get help.
They're going to have to get help from other
Yep.
people losing, which, within the SEC, that's not altogether uncommon. Absolutely, for it to get pretty cannibalistic pretty quick at the top. But I would imagine that Alabama and LSU is going to be another dogfight. I hope it's one of those classic type Alabama LSU matchups. You said it. I think that LSU's had a little bit of trouble stopping a running quarterback outside of Taylor Green all season. And definitely when you think about running quarterbacks in the SEC, Jalen Milroe is the top of that list. He's a great runner, and he has added a lot to Alabama's ability to execute well this season. But you look at Alabama, and it's kind of like watching I didn't get to watch the Ravens game last night, but from what I've seen from the Ravens this year, Matt, this is not the same Ravens defense with Haloti Ngata and Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and all the Hall of Famers that they had back in the day, and not even the same Ravens defense from 5 or 6 years ago. They're actually really bad statistically, and I think it's kind of the same thing with this Alabama team. They're not really that bad statistically comparatively, but this is not the same type of Alabama team I think we're accustomed to seeing with superstars all over their defense. So I'm going to give the edge to LSU in this one at 9 in Death Valley. Like I said, they're going to have a live Tiger on the sidelines. That's actually not Mike the Tiger. Matt, did you ever see the Tiger at LSU when you played there? They had it right next to the locker room apparently. Did you ever come out next to the Tiger?
I have. I had went to a game when Mallett was the quarterback. Bobby Petrino was the coach. I went down to Baton Rouge to watch the Hogs play. It's the Honey Badger game. I think he blocked a punt, returned an interception for a touchdown, got on a fumble. I mean, he was all over the place. But yes, saw the Tiger out that day. But as a player, no, I didn't. But you bring up a good point about Alabama's defense. They're really not the same defense as they've been. And, man, it's expected to have somewhat of a drop-off. But another two big questions for you, 45. How does South Carolina handle success? They're 5-3, going to Nashville to take on 6-3 Vanderbilt Commodores. Does South Carolina get bowl eligible and win back-to-back conference games for the first time this year, or does Vandy get their 7th win?
See, this is a toss-up because these are, I think, if you look at Vanderbilt, that's obviously a team that's kind of overachieved. I mean, definitely overachieved. And then South Carolina's, I think people would say that they're kind of in that same boat too. I mean, nobody expected Vanderbilt to go out there and beat Alabama. So, they're already bowl eligible, which is something that a lot of people would not have chosen at the beginning of the season. And then you look at South Carolina and you think that, wow, they've had actually a lot of really talented players, but they still dropped some games you probably wish that they wouldn't have. But then they've actually won some games that you thought they probably shouldn't have either. I really didn't think they were going to be able to knock off A&M, but they just grounded and pounded them into submission, and A&M looked a little bit helpless there at the end. So I think that what Vanderbilt's made their living on this season is exposing what the other team is not very good at. For Alabama, they really, really attacked what defense they were running, and Diego Pavia just dinked and dunked it and ran it 5 yards down the field every single time, and it just converted first downs to win the game and manage the clock, and that's kind of how they've made their money. And you look at South Carolina, that defense is really good. They are probably one of the best defensive lines in college football. They have gotten after every team that they've faced, and I don't know if Vanderbilt has the Jimmies and Joes up front to protect them this time around. So I'm gonna give the edge to South Carolina here. That's gonna be a big matchup for them, and I think that it's definitely one that could probably be a coin flip, but I think that Rocket Sanders is going to probably have another good game, honestly.
And that was my fault. This would be South Carolina's 3rd conference win in a row. I'd said too. So
that's even bigger.
Yeah, it'd make them bowl eligible. I like what you said right there. I think I agree with most of that. Oklahoma, another team that I kind of wrote them off. But they beat Maine. That's going to be our next game when we play La Tech. That's like that easy dub. Oklahoma, did they kind of bounce back and find some type of magic against this Missouri team that seems to be kind of wavering a little bit? But Oklahoma 5-4, can they get bowl eligible this weekend?
Missouri and Columbia, I know that they're kind of reeling. They haven't had the same type of consistency that I think that they were expecting from Drinkwitz after, probably an overachieving year last season. I would probably say that Oklahoma's not going to get back on track here, just because they beat Maine. There's doesn't really prove much. Your offense is still kind of inept at this point. You've not really shown that you're capable of sustaining drives throughout the duration of a game for all 4 quarters. And, Missouri's been able to play good defense at times on the road when it counted it. And, they're going to be at home this time around, so that's not even going to matter. They've got really good opportunities to win. Their health is an issue. I really truthfully don't know what their quarterback status is. I know that he got injured and came back into the game, went to the hospital and came back just a couple of weeks ago. And I don't know if he's any healthier or not, but if he is, I think I'd give the edge to Missouri in that one. I just don't know that Oklahoma really has it put together right there. I think that Venables is really struggling over there.
Yep, and let's see if South Carolina can handle some success. I know Chris in Springdale said, how do they handle success this week after that big win?
That's fair.
Let's let's wrap this segment up with the phone call.
We got Trace. Trace, what's on, man? How you doing today?
Yes, sir.
What's on your mind today, man?
How's it going, fellas? Just headed to the house, man, making the trip home for the week.
Lucky.
Yes, indeed.
What do you got on your mind?
Man, just wanted to talk a little football, pick a couple of these games. I know we've been talking LSU, Alabama quite a bit here. Man, I think for this game, you go look at the injury report for LSU, man, they are banged up. I know they're coming off the bye week, but man, even with that game being in Death Valley, I think Alabama probably edges them out. I know the Georgia Ole Miss game is such a big matchup. To me, that's a toss-up game. Give the edge to Georgia in that ball game. I believe they're playing really, really motivated ball right now.
Do you take the ball out of Carson Beck's hands? Because the Knox band, he's thrown 8 picks in the last 3 games. Do you maybe try to run it more?
Yeah, I mean, the front 7 for Ole Miss, I think that's the game of the week. I think Ole Miss got shafted, quote unquote, not getting the night game on the lineup. This isn't the same Alabama LSU matchup that we've seen over the years past. So, I think you've got to run the ball if you're Georgia to really edge that out. But it's going to be a great matchup to see who can win the line of scrimmage, whether it's Georgia's offensive line or Ole Miss's front 7. Should be a great matchup.
Hey, man, thank you so much for the call. Man, I appreciate all the listeners, everybody listening, all the phone callers today, all the textures in. We've had a fun show. I appreciate you, 45 and the unit who is departed, but we'll be back, and we're going to come back and wrap this thing up here in a second.
This is halftime.
Deer hunting in the comfort of an enclosed 6x6 Lazy Man fiberglass box blind is affordable at Jelco Outdoors. Lazy Man Fat Girl Blinds, built here in Fort Smith with your choice of 6-foot or 10-foot tower blind platforms, starting at $22.99.99. Box blinds are great for taking the kids, with plenty of room and out of the weather. Check out the deer blinds at Jelco Outdoors. Hunt longer in the comfort of a Lazy Man box blind, sold locally at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call. Cleans it all.
Are you tired of the overcrowded fitness centers? Would you like a fitness option where you can actually work out? Then let's hang out. The Hangout is Fort Smith's newest fitness facility. It has an 8,000 square foot gym, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball with more sports coming soon. The Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym and boasts 3 active tennis pros to help you grow your game. Stop in today at 5400 Gary Street or thehangoutfs.com for more information. Be a part of something different. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Tokyo, down in London town to go. With the record selection and a mirror reflection, I'm a dancing with myself. And when there's no one else inside, I feel the crowd and lonely night. Well, I wait so long for my love vibration, and I'm dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Oh, there's nothing to lose, and there's nothing to feel, but I'm dancing with myself.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Woo! What a Friday, man. It's been fun hanging out with you guys. Again, thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to all the textures, man. This wouldn't be possible without you guys. Unit, good work if you're out there listening in radio land. 45, man, you're getting better each week. I enjoy working with you. We got a big one. It's the second game of the year for the Razorback basketball Hogs, but two great coaches. You know, two. If you're talking coaches, those are both on the front page. The Baylor coach and the Arkansas coach. What do you want to see? 45 as the basketball Hogs take on the Baylor Bears.
I'd like to see an improvement tonight from what I saw on Wednesday night, which was a team that did not shoot the ball very confidently at all, or at least if they didn't shoot it, confidently they shouldn't shoot it very well. So I'd like to see some of those shots fall a little bit more tonight.
Tomorrow night,
tomorrow night. And then I'd really just like to see them be able to continue that same defensive output that they had. They were locked in the whole game. They had struggled a little bit early to get the ball into the hoop, but it never seemed like that the other team was whipping them or getting looks they shouldn't have gotten. I think that the Arkansas defense, they really have, all those guards that came in and play, Wagner and Flan and even Billy Richmond off the bench. They are really, really good on-ball defenders. contenders. And I think that we'll see that more on display as the season goes on. So I want that to be solidified tonight or tomorrow night. And I'm just excited to watch, Cal get out there and compete on a high level. Like always, team get out there and compete for Cal on a high level.
And one of the things you brought up, one of the points we were talking about, Chet. Am I saying, is it Chet?
I think it's
Chet.
Yeah,
Chet. Okay, Chet Holmgren running that CNH together right there. And Wemby, one of the things you talked about was them not being physical enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of one of the knocks on Trevion Brazile. He's an uber-talented big guy that can do anything on the floor, always athletic, but sometimes he's not physical enough.
And not just Brazile, but obviously now Big Z as well. We've seen his game. Obviously, he is, he's kind of a straight. He likes to hang out, not necessarily on the post and the block around there. But he still showed that he was able to convert around the rim a couple times last night or the other on Wednesday night. But I think you're right. Those guys, you have to play, bigger than you are, no matter how big you are in basketball. It's the name of the game. And so you got to be able to put your body on the line and get out there for rebounds. And I think that, when you have that height advantage, obviously, you're expected to. Those who have the ability have the responsibility. So I think that that's one thing I'm also going to keep an eye on, too, is, Brazile, Big Z, even Adu at times. He's kind of nursing an injury, but he looked a little skittish to get in there and body up on somebody. So I think that all of the bigs that are going to get some minutes this year for Cal, they're going to have to prove to me whether or not they are able to be a big-time post player because, Cal said it, post presence is important.
Well, everybody out there, man, have a good weekend. Everybody have a Jamar Chase type of weekend. 11 reception, 264 yards, 3 tuds, just unstoppable. 45, always a pleasure. Everybody, Aaron Torres stopping by, all of our guests, all of our listeners, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you around.